Welcome back to more of our Overwatch World Cup 2017 live from BlizzCon. We are here in our third map of the semifinal match of South Korea versus France. And although South Korea is up 2-0 in this series, it's been a hard 2-0 for them to win. It hasn't been any easy fights for them, as France has brought the games very close in the last moments. France able to come ahead here on Hanamura. Interestingly enough, picking Hanamura over Volskaya Industry, we saw South Korea's dominance on Hanamura yesterday. Even though it ended in a draw, Flower popped off and exploded against the United States team. And that was really the turning point to South Korea's dominance. However, France may have chosen this map over Volskaya Industry, not wanting to deal with any sort of Sombra play, as Sombra is more popular on that map. Our first attack here will be from the French squad, as South Korea is showing an unusual composition, playing with an Orisa and a Roadhog. Now, this strategy is used to double pull almost the attacking squad in. First, Mono will probably set it up with the halt, and then a hook from Zunba will finish it out, displacing the members of the attacking squad as they try to come through this first gate. Now, as they come through, AKM that's going to happen exactly to AKM. He gets pulled in the first moments of this match, and Jaehong manages to finish him out soon. Now in the back, separated from his squad, he's going to lay low, try not to get spotted by Sabiolbi, who finds him in the back. And now we have some tracer play going on. We now see Wins has switched over to the Lucio off of that Zenyatta to try to finish out this first map, but it is Soon who goes down early in this first fight, forcing France to make a decision whether or not they want to push forward or not. In the meantime, South Korea is going to push through and try to get another pick to cause a little bit more of a time discrepancy for the French squad. Now, AKM showing off his Pharah play is deciding to run in here with a triple DPS threat. They're going to try to take advantage of the lack of mobility that the Korean tanks have and get them down in the start. Flower is the first to fall, followed by Jaehong. France now with a lead in kills. Using that Pharah play, AKM is going to have to back out as he starts to get pressured and is eventually killed. The French squad is now going to have to regroup and try again. However, South Korea will have 2-3 ultimates now ready to go for this next defense. We'll be looking at a Valkyrie from Toby, which is really what they need to hold off these points from the French squad. Unco, however, has a Valkyrie of his own, as we see Nico coming in, flanking around the backside, trying to find the members of South Korea. Perhaps the healers is what he's looking for. He looks like he spotted out Jaehong. He's going to try to go in to get the kills, but it's Jaehong who comes out on top. Great right clicks there from Jaehong, taking Nico down. He is rezzed by Unco there. And now AKM is trying to pressure down the members of South Korea. However, he forgets that Sabiolbi is around, and that pulse bomb deletes him from the equation. And now the rest of the kills are coming out from France. Once again, we see Soon, the last member alive on his team, backing out, regrouping, and trying once more. On this next push, we will see Zumba here with the whole hog, looking to, once again, pull in the members of France. He finds Wins to start off the fight with a great hook. But it looks like France has decided to push in a few members anyways. They're trying to get around the flank, put in that pressure as Nox jumps in with the rockets from AKM, but it's Nox who gets pushed around. He eventually gets out, but it's Wins who falls once more. A rocket barrage from AKM takes out Toby and Flower. That's huge for the French squad now that the Mercy is down from South Korea. However, Unco is also killed, followed by Soon. South Korea looks like they'll be holding once more as Nox is eliminated late in this fight, and now with 30 seconds left, it will have one more push on to this point. Really what it comes down to is Soon getting an excellent pulse bomb, deleting a member of South Korea early in this fight will put them way ahead. However, it is AKM who is taken down first by the pulse bomb from Sabiolbi. He is rezzed, and now with that kill onto Toby, there's the pulse bomb I was talking about. Mercy now down, Flower falls shortly afterwards, and a sound barrier from Wins will keep his team alive on the point. Now the members of South Korea are falling. France so close to getting this. First point is stalled out a little bit by Sabiolbi there in the end, but they do manage to take it and now have a chance to push on to the point with some late kills onto South Korea. If they can apply the pressure here and now before those respawns come back up, they'll have a good footing onto this next fight, but it doesn't look like they'll do that. Jae-hong there at the end of the last battle switched over to that Sombra, mainly to get some extra mobility, be able to stall out the point. Sombra can do that a lot better than Zenyatta, but now we've seen him switch back. Some fights have broken out here on the high ground. It is Flower that falls once again very early in this fight, and Toby that has to use that res to get him up. Now, AKM separated, goes flying, falling with style, some might say, as he's pressured out by Mono there in the fight. He's going to come back in with that tactical visor, see if he can do anything, but his team has been killed, making it so that he's the only one being focus fired down here late in the fight, and it's Unko who falls in the end, as France is going to need to reset and start this next battle. However, they will have 3 of their ultimates available for this next battle. They will have a pulse bomb, if Soon can get a pulse bomb like we saw him do there on the first point, taking out Toby right at the beginning. They can do a lot there to start this next battle off. However, Flower has switched over to the Widowmaker. He's going to look to get a kill early off in this fight. South Korea is very low on ultimates in compared to France, and I think they know it. So they're looking to try to delete somebody off the start, and that's exactly what they do, as Flower takes out Soon with an amazing headshot. He is pressured a little bit by Nox with that Primal Rage. However, Nox has to disengage in order to start again. AKM takes out Flower now, and France has pushed onto the point. Several members of their squad are starting to gain some advantage. However, they are pushed off, and AKM now here on the high ground is going to look to try to put some damage down onto the field. He's getting bullied out by the members of South Korea as France starts to fall once again. A Valkyrie was popped by Unko in an attempt to keep his team alive. Got 2 of his reses out, and now is trying his best to heal up AKM, who's getting bullied by Mono. And as that happens, though, we see Toby goes down by Nico. And now France has put the pressure on. AKM eventually is taken down by that pulse bomb from Sabiolbi, who finishes out this fight. And now the falls are going once again for France, as South Korea holds once more. Using that Widowmaker was a strategy used by South Korea to try to reset the ultimate economy that they had. They knew that France had more ultimates than they did, so they were trying to delete people early into the fight in order to get ahead in that ultimate economy and even out the playing field for the fight that was coming up. They seem to have done that, as France now only with a tactical visor from AKM. He's searching for Sabiolbi in the background, making sure he doesn't get flanked out and killed, but the tanks come in from South Korea, pushing the members of France off of that high ground. Once again, AKM very low there, almost getting picked out by Jae-hong, who found him in the back. AKM getting the pressure put onto him. He was the only one with an ultimate at the start of this fight, and he's getting pummeled by these tanks, as well as Sabiolbi, who's trying to find him and take him out. Eventually, it does happen. Unko is also killed, and now France is staring down a very scary situation, as overtime is about to click down. Soon is the only member of France left on the point, and now overtime is going away, and it will be South Korea who holds point B away from France here on Hanamura. And you can see South Korea, the tactics they used there at the end. They knew that AKM had an ultimate ready to go. So what they were doing is trying to keep his attention away from the point, and instead using those tanks to dive into him, push him off the high ground, keep him busy, while the rest of the South Korean squad were focusing the healers and other DPS members of France. It worked out in the end, as AKM kept on having to disengage away from the South Korean squad and was forced off that high ground, eventually deleted. However, he wasn't able to put in the pressure that you need to put in as a soldier in order to win that fight out from South Korea. Now, as we move on to South Korea's attack phase here, our second round on Hanamura, South Korea only needs to get about 50% of point B in order to take this whole series away from France and move on to the grand finals match in our Overwatch World Cup. However, France needs to pull off this win, keep the hold down in order to stay in this fight, and start a reverse sweep in order to win this. Remember, their goals in this series in this whole tournament, in fact, is just to keep South Korea at bay. And as we start off here, getting back into the game, we will see Flower now showing a Hanzo. Certainly something that we could see him doing. Perhaps they're using the Sonic Arrow to try to find out the members. It looks like he switched over to the Bastion now, as Jaehan goes to the Hanzo. Probably just to use a Sonic Arrow to find out the members of France, try to find out any flankers who are pushed up ahead of the choke. And Flower now looks like they didn't see what they wanted to, so Flower's going to switch over to that Widowmaker. We saw Flower's awesome Widowmaker plays yesterday against the United States squad, but Soon is aware of that, finds him in the end, and now has pushed up forward to try to put some pressure onto Flower, who's now not concerned with pushing the point forward, but keeping himself alive, searching for Soon, who is nowhere to be seen. In fact, he's up with his squad on the point. And now Flower finally realizing this is going to try to move forward. You see France employing a very similar strategy as to what South Korea did on their defense, using that Orisa to lock down this first point. It is Sabiolbi, the first to go down in this attack phase. Wins, finds him out. And now as we move forward, France is going to back out, disengage. It looks like Flower, not getting what he wants out of this Widowmaker, is going to switch back over to a Bastion. And we see Toby has switched off that Mercy and onto a Lucio in order to get onto this first point. Now with that Bastion, kind of an interesting composition we have here from South Korea. We don't typically see a Bastion paired with a Winston. Typically something like a Reinhardt is used. However, South Korea is going to manage to get on to the point, start getting some percentage down. However, it is the South Korean squad who is falling. Nox takes out Zumba there, and Mono went down early, which means that without the tanks gone, South Korea is not going to have the space they need in order to take this first point, and they are pushed off the point, and France is just cleaning up here at the end. So typically you will see a Reinhardt paired with a Bastion. Speak of the devil, here he is. Mono switches over to that Reinhardt. They're going to try to do a slow, steady push, beat the Orisa shield with this Bastion, and force the members of France away. However, the members of France have 5 ultimates ready to go for this next push. And now you see those Orisa shields, they come back up so quickly. Flower has been taking them down, but France is so smartly just getting out of line of sight, letting those shields, applying some pressure while the shield is down, and as soon as it falls, backing up and not letting South Korea push forward. South Korea now is going to have to make an amazing stick from Soon, takes out the res there from South Korea, and now France pushes forward. South Korea pops a Transcendence in order to try to get through, and now the members of France are starting to fall. Wins goes down first, but a Valkyrie from Unco keeps the members of France alive, and now 2 members down from the side of South Korea. They're going to have a hard time pushing here onto the point. Mana goes in deep to try to get some percentage onto the point, but it is not enough. And now an ultimate configuration tank here from Flower. But with Mono not with him. He's not going to be able to apply the pressure, not getting too much out of that ultimate. And now he's facing down the members of France who are just peltering him from all sides behind on the point and behind the barrier from Nox. And now here, South Korea finally pushing in, rotating onto that point, and now this is the position they need to be in. They're forcing France now to come into them, but it is soon with a pulse bomb onto Toby that's going to start off this fight and very may well have finished it right off the bat as Toby going down there in the end, as that Mercy really takes the healing out of South Korea. And there it is. France is going to be able to full hold South Korea here on Hanamura and take this fight away, starting off maybe their reverse sweep against the South Korean squad. And now we're going to take a quick break and be back with more Overwatch. Stay tuned.